Awesome. Welcome to another day. Welcome to day 4. All about the push-ups. As part of the fitness testing, we've got, the run, we got the push-ups, and those are the two that people struggle with the most. There's obviously the grip and the jump. But the run and the push-ups are the big ones. So let's just recap for a minute. Monday, we talked about goals. Goals are all about where it's at. Don't have goals, may as well give up pretty much. If you're not fighting towards something, then, what's the point of doing something? You're never gonna get ambitious and get massive and get, put a lot of oomph behind it. You'll do it for a short time, but not a long time if you don't have goals. Then a plan. You need a plan on where you're gonna go, what you're gonna do, how you're gonna do it. And then, having a coach obviously helps, but those are the two big things. 3 big things. Then on Tuesday, we talked about scheduling things in. Got to make sure you got a schedule. Make sure that things are implanted in there. Make sure that things are really going well. Then what we've got is, yesterday was all about running. Key running things. 4 steps, breathe in, 4 steps, breathe out. And then also, focus and run down, focus where you're going. Focus on, pushing hard, open that stride up. Just focus on the small steps. And every time it feels like it's getting hard, push a little bit harder. Also, over all of that, it's making sure that you're getting through all those demons. Now, push-ups are no different when it comes to those demons. Those demons, if you don't have those under control and you don't know how to work through them and fight through them, then you're going to walk away from your training session and feel like you could have given more, that you should have given more. So that's a huge thing, especially even for today's session for push-ups, is making sure that you are fully and completely in tune with your performance, pushing hard, having the tools, knowing why you're doing it, knowing where you came from, knowing where you want to go to, having that big vision, having that thing of when did I want to join the police, knowing why. Deeper level than just I want to serve the community, I want to help people. If you're deeper than that, then you're actually going to push harder, and you have tools to actually pull off your tool belt in the middle of your run or your push-ups or whenever it starts getting hard. That's what divides the difference between the ones that get there eventually and the ones that get there now. Is you push hard, you have those tools, you focus on the end goal, you focus on what you want. Also priming yourself, prepping yourself up, get yourself ready. Don't just walk into something blasé. You walk into a job interview blasé, you never get it. So why walk into your fitness blasé? I'm constantly priming myself up, getting myself ready, psyching myself up to do anything that I do. It's called priming. So let's talk push-ups today. So there's been a few people have posted up their push-ups, which is really good. I want to praise you guys for that. You guys are right on track for winning that t-shirt, the Knocking Demon Fitness Train Hard Test Easy t-shirt. So let's have a look at a few people. Now, Chris posted her push-ups a while back. A few little techniques on that one. We want to really make sure we keep that core tight. We want to really make sure that we keep that head tilted up. I'm going to demonstrate some push-ups here shortly so that you know exactly, the specific things to do to make yourself the best at them. And then, so core tight, chin up slightly, looking about 45 degrees forward, looking at the ground, locked in there. And then ultimately, getting your hands in the right position and making sure you're getting to depth. And as you do that, tucking your elbows towards your sides and chest kind of towards the ground, or chest up as some say. Engaging the back, engaging the butt, engaging the legs. All of that is dead important. Now Chris did hers, and you need to work on depth. Also work on tilting that head up will help with that deck so you don't get, as I call it, the chicken push-up. You don't do the chicken push-up. You do the chicken, and what happens is your mind makes you think that you're getting closer when you're really not. So Chris's push-ups were pretty good. She's got a bit of work to do. We need to always remember that depth over quantity. So quality over quantity. The next push-ups that we had, who did we have? We had Megan. Megan, good push-ups. I like them. It's a little bit hard because you're wearing the baggy hoodie, but it's a C, but it is looking really good. I like your head position. Your head position's really good. So you got that head tilted, locking up that back and making it nice and tight. And you're really quite good. As you go on, you get a little bit fatigued and that depth starts to drop. So really make sure you work on that depth. One way I'll show you soon is to tuck those elbows into the side. Next, there was Crystal's. Crystal, I want to praise you on those. Those were freaking amazing. You get into, if anybody's watching, go watch Crystal's video of her push-ups that she posted up yesterday. She gets into perfect position. She gets tight. She doesn't actually need to tilt her head until a little bit towards the end. She starts to do a tiny bit of chicken, but otherwise she's really good. But her depth is superb. Even at the angle the camera is, it looks really good. So keep those up, keep pushing them. The only little thing that I would say with yours is you've probably got, you've got one, or I'm literally watching them right now. You got 1 to 2 more in there. So you could actually push 1 to 2 more push-ups. And then you drop to your knees, which is really good. You could even, jump and put your hands on the couch, make it a little bit harder than the knee push-ups. Next we had Samarine's. Her push-ups, you got a bit of work to do on those. Again, focus on depth over anything else. Depth is the key. The head, you need to work on that. Your first few are good on push-ups, but then you go into quantity. And so you start pushing really hard. So just push through on those. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna walk over into the other room. We're gonna get our videographer, AKA Kristen, to take a video of me getting into position, demonstrating where we're gonna go, what to do specifically for those push-ups. And that way you got some insight and you got some live video of exactly where you need to go. So if we turn this camera around, if we just keep it horizontal that way. I got my puppy's head in the way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get down on the ground. And we're getting down here. And so we're down on the ground. No, Harley, you can go away. No, I know you're hungry, puppy, but no. So you're gonna lay out here at crucifix. Right like so. You're gonna tilt your hands, get your elbows at 90 degrees. Harley out of the way. Get elbows at 90 degrees.
Sorry, she's in front of the camera. Hold on a second.
Here we go. Elbows 90 degrees. You're gonna bring your hands. See how they slide back to where my elbows were? Slide back to where my elbows are. That is how wide you need to be. So it's nice and wide out there. Then you're gonna get up. You're gonna get into position. You can bring yourself forward and backwards on it. Everything's tight. Feet can be as wide as shoulders, but you want them just inside. You're here, nice and tight. Head tilted up. Find a spot on the ground and just stare at it. So your core is tight, belly button to spine, butt's tight, legs tight, everything's tight.
Sorry.
Elbows
Dogs.
back, and you come down and up. Looking at that spot. And that's all you're focused on. And you just keep going. But in turn, I like to do push-ups until my chest, just around here, comes down and touches the ground. Especially when I'm training. Because then I know I'm going to depth. I know that I'm coming down nice and deep because my whole body is tight. The other thing to do is video yourself in 2 angles. The one Kristen just videoed, man, but also video yourself from the side so you can see if you're doing the dip. Lots of people have a tendency to do this. And their crotch hits the ground first. Or they do the chicken. And you notice I'm not going to depth. I look out, I'm going to depth. So give those a try. If you have any questions, post them up down below, and we'll answer them right now. So, what do we have? What questions do we have, if any, about your push-ups? We want to breathe, as you can tell. We got the breathing going on. So breathing-wise, you want to breathe in on the way down, and you want to breathe out on the way up. These are literally all the top tips for your push-ups, for everything you need to do. So tell us, what do you have? What do you have for us? What questions you got? If you've got no questions, then we're going pretty good. What do we have? We had one question earlier on. Where is it? Let's go. Most recent posts. Push-ups are one of those things that you got to do consistently. To get max push-ups up even more, to get even higher push-ups, what you want to do is you want to also do banded push-ups. So you bring the band and you put it around your chest, up in the armpits. So what arm gym workouts should be good to help strengthen arms? Push-ups. Push-ups are one of your best things that you can do to practice push-ups. Arm strength, you could do dips, you can do tricep extensions, build the strength in the triceps, build strength in the shoulders, so shoulder presses, bench press, all of those will work. But really, the easiest and most effective and efficient way to build push-up strength is just do push-ups. 3 sets max, then jump your hands up on something else. You can jump your hands up onto a bench, up on the counter. You can jump them onto the couch. You can jump them onto a step and just work your way down, doing max effort. And the more you do them, the better you're going to get, because building strength in all the muscles is, yes, it's going to help, but one, you need endurance, which is the push-ups, but 2, push-ups are a full compound movement. They don't just it's not like bench press, where it uses mostly chest, some core, some everything else. But push-ups use stability. You got to have really good stability. You want to work a good back. You want to strengthen a good back. You want to make sure that you have that stability, because otherwise you do the snake, which I kind of showed where your crotch hits the ground first. Great question though, Megan. Any other questions? I know there was another one somewhere around here. Announcements, that's where it is. So how can I look forward? Chris asked this. How can I look forward or really struggle with this? Literally tilt your head about 45 degrees and find a spot on the ground. Find a little imperfection, find a little piece of dirt, find a little piece of dust, find, a little white speck, anything, and focus on it. It's the same thing when you're doing any other exercise in the gym. You don't want to be looking around doing this all the time, because when you're doing that, what ends up happening is you're loosening the muscles off. You're getting unstable. Push-ups, like I've already said, are a huge, huge stable movement. And so you want to make sure that you're keeping as stable as possible. Now, last thing I'm going to talk about real quick is we're opening up the coaching sessions again. And the reason I'm opening these up is because we've got a few openings that are going to be tomorrow. I've got a few openings tomorrow during the day. And we'll have some openings on Monday during the day and in the evening. And even a couple on Tuesday. And the reason I'm opening these back up is because a plan is great. Having structure is great. Having all these tips are great. But when you have a coach, the reason you have a coach is because you need to be able to come to somebody and go, okay, this is not working. What can I do to make it work? What's something different that can make it work? And so I'm opening these coaching sessions up so we can go through whatever's not working for you right now, break it down, create a strategy, and ultimately talk about how maybe we can work together. But it's real important to think about it like that. The All Blacks would not have won the Rugby World Cup 2 in a row if they did not have the coach they had. The sports teams don't win if they don't have a good coach, do they? Who's the first person we rip apart if they don't do well? The coach. And so when you have a good coach, you end up actually, getting there faster. You end up becoming more efficient, and you succeed a lot easier and a lot more often. So this is what we're going to talk about on those coaching sessions, but ultimately you're going to get a ton of information, even more than here, and we're going to break you through whatever struggles you're currently having so that you don't have them anymore, regardless on whether we work together or not. So make sure you hit you book in one of those coaching sessions. As soon as this live video goes away, they will, as soon as we get off this live video, they will be active again. But get in there. Book one of those coaching sessions in. It's 100% free. All it is 45 minutes of your time to actually look at one of those. Now, if you've already booked one of those in before, book another one in. Let's talk. Let's break it down. Let's make even more happen. If you haven't booked one of those in, book it in. Got nothing to lose. Nothing at all to lose. So we'll see on the other side. Obviously, there's no other questions. But get out there and do some push-ups. Go do some push-ups now using some of those techniques that I showed and I told you. And post up and see how you go. See how many more you're able to hit. Making sure you're breathing in on the way up, on the way down, and blowing away on the way up. So you're breathing in on the way down, out on the way up. You're making sure everything is tight, making sure that head's slightly tilted up, making sure you're tucking those elbows down towards your sides, engaging your back, engaging your lats. Using that chest to push. If you flared elbows up, you use a lot of your shoulders, and the shoulder joint binds up as you get to depth, so you won't get down there. So go give that a go. Book in your coaching session, and we'll see you on the other side. We'll talk soon, and we'll see you tomorrow for day 5. Day 5 is big, it's epic, and I absolutely love day 5 because it's all about making sure that you are getting there so much better. And we'll talk about grip strength tomorrow, and we'll talk about that jump as well to make sure you get there on those two. Some techniques, some little tweaks that you can do to get the best out of that. So we'll talk about grip and jump tomorrow, and then we'll also talk about how you actually make sure you become a cop in 2021, because that's ultimately what your dream is. So we'll talk to you tomorrow. Book that session in, and we'll get on the other side of this, and we'll make sure you're all police officers next year. Awesome. Love you all. Talk soon.